chapter 1 of a research study, which is the introduction. If you've already read this lesson 1 of the module 2 or for the midterm na mga topics, so our midterm topics are consisting of only 3 lessons. First is the first chapter of your research study, which is the introduction of the research study. Next is the formulating of the hypothesis. And the third one is the concept of what is a theoretical and conceptual framework. But I think since manamang guro mo chapter 1 of your study, this is just a very quick discussion lang. Okay? Generally, if you're making a research paper, a research study introduction at least should have these components. What are these? First component is the nature and background of the study. Unsa may naning nature and background of the study? Okay? It was laid down here. Dapat makita diri ang status quo. Unsa day status quo as of currently unsa may panghitabo related to your study. Okay? So makalay down diri ang situation which is in reality mao jud nahitabo, the nature and background of this study. It will also, what should be indicated in the nature and background of the study is also the rationale behind why you choose that particular research topic. Okay, this is the following suggested information nga dapat makita sa imong background of the study, the definition, sa mga ipang-define ni mga terms, of course, katong mga key terms that is found in your study. Especially sa imong research title. Diba? Katong mga main factors in yung research title, dapat naka-define to. For example, the customer satisfaction again. So you define what is customer satisfaction. Okay? The cause and effect. Okay? Most of our research study is concerned with this cause and effect, methodology, historical background, what is the background of that particular topic, problems and issues, comparison, advantages or disadvantages. So these were just suggested information nga dapat that is to be found on this particular component. So not necessarily kani jud tanan naa, but at least naa ang some of these infos. So mo na nasa nature and background of the study. Next is the statement of the problem or the research question. Okay? This statement, basta statement, naka-declarative form. It means sentence or tuldok na siya. And we also have research question, which is in interrogative format. Question. Okay, so sometimes it is used interchangeably. Kung nakay statement of the problem, pwede na nga wala kay research question. Or if nakay research question, pwede na wala kay statement of the problem. But there are also other instructors who require you to have both statement of the problem and research question. But by substance, they have the same purpose. Okay? So if you want to have a declarative format or what we refer statement of the problem, so we have this example. This study will compare, contrast, depende. This is usually the format. It's either you compare ka, mo contrast, mo investigate, mo describe, mo determine, mo examine, develop, clarify, test, or evaluate. This is the usual predicate that we're going to use in making statement of the problem. So in our example, this study will test, okay? Ang gigamit niya nga kuan is test. the effectiveness of music on the spatial reasoning of children. So, does music is effective? Effective ba ang music in improving the spatial reasoning of the children? So, mo na gusto nila prove with this particular research study. Okay, your statement of the problem is the guide of your research paper. Okay, pwede siya again, declarative format, or pwede po siya in the form of question. Is there a relationship between rewards and high test scores? So this is also a good research question. Okay, so that's how you formulate your statement of the problem. Usually you start this study and then you choose what particular or unsa jud ang aim sa mo research study. Mo compare ba, mo investigate ba, mo describe, or mo determine. So this is the common predicate na ato ang ginagamit sa atong statement of the problem. Okay? The next component, so we are done with the two, nature and background of the study. Statement of the problem. The third one is the purpose or objective of the study. So it may, pwede ra ninyo ni short passage ra, one paragraph will do. Again, what is really the objective of your study? Much better if you will specify kung sa dyoy I discourage you to use mga general words kayo. Okay? So be specific. Unsay example of the study is the way of the two coaching styles, specific automatic and participative. So specific iyang gusto ma-identify kung unsa jud sa duha ka style, coaching style ang best or better dancers. Okay, so short passage will do for this particular component sa tuang chapter 1. Okay? Next one is the significance of the study. Of course, again, you would not look at significance, right? Because it will be just a waste of time. Doing such study, having those rigorous work on your day, significance at the end of the day. Sa compliance, I guess. Also, sa may user of also indicate kinsa ang maka-benefit ana nga study. Okay? Dili lang po diretso, the general public can benefit. Kinsa man nga public, you can also specify, particularly the so okay, so a research study introduction generally have these four components. First, the nature and background of the study. Second, statement of problem, or it could also be the research questions. Third one is the purpose or objective of the study, and significance of the study. So we've already tackled usay nasa nature and background of the study, the statement of the problem or research question. Again, it could be interchange, whatever you prefer, diba? So you could have a declarative sentence or an interrogative menu that is by having questions. And next is the purpose or objective of the study. So kani, it can have, pwede na siya short passage as long as na-convey ninyo kung unsa jud ang purpose or objective sa inyong study. Much prefer na dapat when you make your objective of the study or this particular passage specific. Do not make a very general nga passage. Okay? Make it specific and whatever is the unsay gamit ninyo nga factors or variables, it should be found in this particular passage, which is the objective of the study. So again, be specific on what is really the objective of your study. For the significance of the study, there is always be kaninga part. Dapat always na siya present sa inyong research paper. Because when you conduct a research study, make sure that indeed it has a significance. Okay? You cannot make effort kay ka og what og research paper niyo wala jud itoy significance. It cannot help anybody. So therefore, you should point out here in this component or section the significance of the study as well as kinsa tong mga tawo ang maka-benefit from this particular study. Okay, when you point out or indicate kinsay maka-benefit sa inyong study, much better if you can specify. Okay? So like this study will also be beneficial to the workers and owners in strategic management. So this is a very good indication na gi-appeal jud kinsay naka-benefit and very specific kinsay sa mga maka-benefit. Okay? Workers and owners. So if you could identify much better. Okay? Aside from again having the significance, kinsa pod ang maka-benefit. And the last section is the scope of the study. Of course, a particular research interest, imagine a very broad scope. This section would narrow down ang unsa ra joy related or concern sa inyong study. Okay? So you lay down unsay limitation sa inyong study. But in case if, for example, na mo'y research defense and the panelists ask you of particular areas wherein you believe na wala na sa inyong study, you could refer that one that it is already part of our scope and limitation. So, pwede na rin yun na ikuan. Basta like, ma'am, nara ba may naabot ana because our study is only focusing on this aspect. But paglantaw sa inyong research study, particularly sa chapter 1, wala man gi-indicate sa inyong scope of study nga dira ra day mutaman or you are only focusing on that aspect. So, dira mo masango. For example, if there is a research defense. Diba? So, that's why it is also a very important factor to have a concrete and concise na scope of the study, or we refer also this one as scope and limitation. Okay? So generally, kaning upat must be present on your chapter 1. Okay? Though pwede pa na siya mapunan, but kani yung upat ang pinaka-importante nga components. Okay? Okay, questions? Do you have any questions?